on the subject of football, the NFL recently came out with their top 100 list. Kind of wanted to get your thoughts on who you think your top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL are currently.
Ooh, tough. Well, we know number one is.
I think Mahomes sits on the throne.
Yeah,
it's pretty safe to say.
Like, one, his statistics are great, but a quarterback, even though you got people that will get up on the internet or whatever talk shows and say like quarterback wins isn't a stat. Like, a lot of people make that argument, and correct, it is not a stat. But a quarterback is always going to be judged on like wins and losses of their team. Doesn't matter how well they play. Like, you look at like Stafford, like when he's in Detroit, like, I mean, yeah, he's got like a cannon for an arm, but he's in like Detroit and they're struggling. But then he goes to LA and wins like a Super Bowl right away, and now he's like, one of the top guys now, or during that time. And so winning is important. So like Mahomes, top 5. Shoot. I mean, I personally, even though he had Joe, I'm going to put like Josh Allen, Joe Burrow probably right up there. Yeah. But like my top 5, even though Aaron Rodgers like had a bit of a down year, like I'm still going to throw him in there because like
I'm pretty good.
I'm an Aaron Rodgers fan. So like I like watching him play. The way he throws the football is like, I like the way he throws the football. And
I seen you like Russell Wilson. Do you got some confidence in me this year or what?
I just I like what he did in Seattle, and like I do like Russell Wilson. I think from like a leadership standpoint, like what he was able to do early on in his career in Seattle. Obviously, like last season was crazy, and he got just torn apart. And
that's right.
In media, that's one of the several things. But so I think like it probably got hard for some people to root for him, and like there's definitely a lot of people around this area kind of rooting on his downfall. But like, I mean, I've always like liked what he did for the Seahawks, so I'm always. And I honestly, I thought he was going to go in and tear it up. I was one of those people that was like, man, I don't know, Seattle. Yeah, I don't think they did the right thing. Russ is a winner; he's going to go in there. But hey, it could just be a little bit of adversity to kind of motivate him more. So it'll be really cool to see how he like responds to that. And now they got the new coaching staff, so it's going to be really interesting. He hasn't necessarily had to deal with that level of failure yet in his professional career. At least not that I'm aware of. So like, it's kind of like a big year for him. I don't know who you guys putting in. Like
Lamar.
Yeah, you got to have him hovering up there. It's so hard because it's really a year.
Herbert, Lawrence, it's like those three right there.
It's really a year-to-year thing. Like things change, but if you're just
especially right now,
like if we're just like, are you looking at strictly going into this season? Are you looking at the whole body of work that's been done over like?
I think going into this season, right, Ron? Going into this season,
I would have to. Dang, I almost want to throw Hurts in there.
Oh, are you right? Kevin's probably waiting for that one. I ain't gonna.
That was the name that I could just hear ringing in my ear. That Kevin would have been screaming that name so far.
I have so much. Yeah, I mean, I don't know these guys personally, but just from what I've seen, and like I have a lot of respect for the journey he went on with the whole Alabama situation, transferring, and even going into the NFL. Like people are like, oh, he's not a passer, blah blah blah. And he just continues to put his head down. On top of that, I think he does a lot. He gives back a lot too, which is, great. Like you always have a lot of respect for like people who are role models in the community and try. Like I'd never expect a pro athlete to like go out into the community and give back. Like no one has to do that. But if someone does choose to do that and spend their free time, because like it's very taxing mentally and physically, like a football season. So if you find the time to go help people like that, like very respectable and kind of really says a lot about them. So like I think it's great seeing like this is another thing Russell Wilson did, during his time in Seattle, like just giving back, because like it's very easy to just be like, nah, I just want to chill with my family, like I'm not trying to, I don't want to spend my time or spend my money doing that, but it's great. It's those guys that do it, it's awesome. So I think Hurts has done plenty of giving back. He seems to have a really good perspective, and he seems to be just very well, like I just feel like he was kind of built for the role of being a quarterback and like a leader of an organization based on everything like he's done, and my understanding of what he's gone through just when I see interviews and things like that. So I don't know, I might chuck him in there. Like Lamar's an interesting one too, because there's some really good quarterbacks. It's hard to say. He gets a little bit of a hard rap too, I think. Well, he also has missed some time. Like when you start missing time, like you're gonna fall down. You're gonna fall down a little bit. Like something you can do about it. I think you can make a case for all of them. But yeah,
so it doesn't. Just to jump in real quick, Kevin. So it doesn't have to be in that order, but the names that I heard you predominantly talk about was Mahomes, obviously, and I think we can all agree it's Mahomes, and then there's a gap, and then you got the second tier. But so we got Mahomes, Burrow, Allen. You also said Rodgers, so that was your solidified 4. You going Hurts or Lamar Jackson for the 5th one? Just in case if Toddy makes a graphic and we put it on social media, we got Kevin's top 5 quarterbacks nailed.
I gotta go with Hurts on this one, because of last season.
Yeah.
I think
makes
What
sense.
have you done for me lately, League? As Kevin would
that is, unfortunately, that is how the business goes.